Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another fascinating dive into the world of rare coins and extraordinary numismatic treasures. Today we are focusing on a coin that has captured the imaginations of collectors and investors alike, the 1986 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny from the United States Mint that has, over the years, achieved an almost legendary status in the coin collecting world due to its unique errors and mistakes, which have propelled its value to an astounding $8 million in certain rare cases, making it one of the most sought-after modern pennies for serious collectors and enthusiasts. Now, at first glance, the 1986 penny might appear to be just another Lincoln cent, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, struck at the Denver Mint as indicated by the small D mint mark. But what makes this particular coin extraordinary and worth such a mind-boggling sum is not its design, but the critical errors and anomalies that occurred during the minting process. The errors range from die cracks, off-center strikes, double strikes, repunched mint marks, and planchet flaws, each of which creates a scenario in which the coin becomes exceedingly rare and highly desirable. One of the most prominent errors found on some 1986 pennies is the off-center strike, a situation in which the coin blank, or planchet, was not properly aligned within the press during striking, resulting in Lincoln's profile or the reverse design being partially missing or shifted. These off-center coins are exceedingly rare in higher grades, and depending on the degree of misalignment, their value can skyrocket into the millions. In addition to off-center strikes, double dies are another type of anomaly that collectors actively seek. A double die occurs when the coin die, which is used to strike the design onto the coin, has a slight doubling of the design elements due to misalignment or a shift during the die-making process. This can manifest as doubling of Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the date on the obverse, or the word E pluribus unum or United States of America, on the reverse. Double die coins are incredibly rare, and the 1986 penny features a few examples that have drawn attention at major auctions for their remarkable doubling characteristics. Another aspect that can contribute to the extraordinary value of a 1986 penny is a repunched mint mark. Sometimes the mint mark itself, the D, in this case, was punched into the die more than once, slightly off from the original position, resulting in a visible doubling or shadow effect that can be seen upon close examination under magnification. Repunched mint marks are a subtle but powerful detail that makes certain 1986 pennies unique and extremely desirable among numismatists. Planchet errors are also part of what can make a penny from 1986 so valuable. These errors occur when the metal blank itself is defective, for instance, containing lamination flaws where the metal layers separate, clipped planchets where part of the coin blank is missing, or wrong metal composition strikes. These planchet anomalies make the coin distinct from ordinary circulation coins and create a story of minting irregularity that collectors find irresistible. In some cases, these flawed coins might have a combination of errors, for example, an off-center strike on a defective planchet, or a double die with a repunched mint mark, and these compounded errors make the coin exponentially more valuable. The value of $8 million, while extremely high, is reflective of the intense collector interest and the historical significance of the errors. It is rare to find such coins in pristine condition, as many were either circulated, damaged, or simply lost over time. Therefore, any well-preserved example of a 1986 penny with a notable error can command incredible sums in the marketplace. The rarity is compounded by the fact that the errors themselves were unintentional, so there are no exact numbers of how many exist, adding a layer of mystique and competition among collectors to find and acquire one of these exceptional coins. Moreover, the story behind the coin adds to its allure. The 1986 penny was minted during a period of the U.S. Mint when quality control had significantly improved compared to earlier decades, making major errors like off-center strikes or double dies even less common, and when they do appear, they become immediately noteworthy. The coin also serves as a reminder of the fascinating process of coin production, from the creation of dies, the striking of planchets, to the minute details that can go wrong and turn an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Collectors often spend years studying the subtle details that differentiate a common coin from a rare error, examining under magnification the lines of Lincoln's coat, the detail of his hair, the alignment of letters, and the mint mark positioning. and finding a genuine 1986 D penny with a major error can be a career-defining moment for a numismatist or a fortuitous investment for a savvy buyer. Historically, coins with such rare errors have appeared in auctions with intense bidding wars, sometimes involving anonymous collectors, dealers, or investment groups, each eager to secure a piece of history and the opportunity to own a tangible artifact of minting. Anomaly: the allure is not just monetary, it is also about owning a piece of history that tells the story of human error, precision, and chance. The 1986 D penny, while perhaps overlooked in everyday circulation, suddenly becomes a superstar when one discovers the exceptional mistakes that occurred during its creation. It also sparks the imagination of collectors who wonder about the process that led to such a coin existing, how the planchet slipped, how the die shifted, and how such minute events at the mint can result in a coin being worth millions decades later. Beyond the physical characteristics, the 1986 D penny holds cultural significance for collectors, often featured in numismatic publications, online forums, and videos showcasing the most valuable modern coins. These platforms create a community of enthusiasts who share knowledge, images, and auction results, further driving up the interest and perceived value of rare error coins like this. Some of the coins have been graded and certified by professional grading services, which adds legitimacy to their rarity and value, and the grading process assesses the coin's condition, error type, and overall quality, which can make the difference of millions in value between similar coins. The excitement surrounding the 1986 D penny also lies in its accessibility compared to much older rare coins. It is a relatively modern coin, so collectors and investors feel a tangible connection to it, imagining the coin in circulation in 1986, the hand that spent it, the transactions it witnessed, all culminating in a unique artifact that carries both historical and financial significance. The possibilities for discovering more such coins remain alive, as coins from circulation, storage, or forgotten collections might still contain undiscovered examples of these errors, which keeps the community actively searching, buying, selling, and trading. The thrill of the hunt is part of what drives the market for 1986 D pennies with errors. Collectors hope not only to find one but to find one in pristine condition that could realize its potential value of millions. In conclusion, the 1986 D 1-cent coin is not just a small piece of copper-nickel alloy, it is a symbol of chance, history, and meticulous attention to detail. A coin that began as an everyday object suddenly transformed into a treasure worth millions due to its errors, mistakes, and the extraordinary stories behind its creation. The off-center strikes, double dies, repunched mint marks, and planchet flaws combine to create a scenario where rarity, demand, and historical significance converge, making this penny one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in modern numismatics. It reminds us that even the smallest items can hold enormous worth when touched by the unpredictable forces of human craftsmanship and accident. The 1986 D penny teaches collectors the importance of keen observation, patience, and the thrill of discovery, as every line, every letter, and every mint mark can tell a story of error, artistry, and rarity, and as such, this coin continues to captivate, inspire, and excite coin enthusiasts around the world. And whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer intrigued by the notion that a simple penny can be worth millions, the 1986 D 1-cent coin offers a window into the fascinating world of errors, a tangible reminder that sometimes mistakes create the most extraordinary treasures imaginable. Next, 1990 D 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another fascinating dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today we are uncovering the astonishing story behind the 1990 D 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide and commands an incredible value of $7 million due to its rare errors, unique mistakes, and striking anomalies that set it apart from the millions of pennies minted in the United States that year. Now imagine holding in your hand a coin that at first glance looks like any other 1990 penny, bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, yet hidden within its small, copper-plated zinc surface are minute flaws that transform it from a simple currency into a numismatic treasure. One of the first errors that contributes to its immense value is the famed double die obverse, a mistake that occurs during the die creation process where the image is inadvertently stamped twice, causing a slight misalignment that results in a doubling effect visible to the naked eye if you know exactly where to look. Enthusiasts can spot this doubling particularly around the lettering of Liberty and the date 1990. And this type of error is exceptionally rare because it requires a very specific sequence of missteps at the minting process that rarely occurred in such a prominent way for pennies of this era, another contributing factor to the coin's massive worth is the off-center strike, a production mistake where the coin blank does not align correctly with the minting die, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. Collectors value this error tremendously because it is visually striking, often giving the coin a unique, asymmetric appearance that distinguishes it from all others. Some 1990 pennies exhibit a dramatic off-center strike of as much as 30 to 40%, and coins with this degree of misalignment are exceedingly scarce, making them highly sought after at auctions and private sales. In addition to the double die and off-center strike errors, die cracks play a major role in the coin's desirability. A die crack occurs when the minting die develops small fractures, leaving raised lines on the coin's surface. These tiny imperfections, while unintentional, create a distinctive texture and pattern that is unique to each coin struck with that damaged die. The presence of these cracks is meticulously documented by experts and adds a layer of intrigue and individuality to every piece. Furthermore, some of the 1990 pennies show evidence of die deterioration doubling, a subtler form of doubling caused not by a misaligned double strike but by the gradual wearing down of the die used to mint the coin. This effect can cause certain elements of the design, especially lettering and fine details in Lincoln's portrait, to appear slightly blurred or expanded, and coins exhibiting both die deterioration. Doubling and die cracks are considered even more extraordinary because they combine multiple forms of minting anomalies in one. Another fascinating aspect of the 1990 pennies story is the existence of planchet errors, where the metal blank itself contains imperfections, whether it is a clipped planchet where a portion of the penny's round shape is missing, a lamination error where the copper layer separates from the zinc core, or even slight off-color variations due to impurities in the metal. These planchet errors, although sometimes small and easy to overlook, can exponentially increase the coin's value, since collectors prize coins that deviate from the standard mint specifications, and each error tells a story of the intense, complex, and sometimes unpredictable production process at the Denver Mint, where in 1990, millions of pennies were produced but only a handful carried these extraordinary characteristics. Compounding the rarity is the condition of surviving coins. High-grade specimens with minimal wear are exceedingly difficult to find, because most pennies, being everyday currency, suffer significant circulation damage over the years. A 1990 1-cent coin with sharp details, crisp lettering, and no evidence of smoothing or scratches can fetch an astronomical price at auction, sometimes even higher than $7 million if multiple errors are present. In fact, the intersection of rarity, error type, and condition is precisely what fuels the explosive demand and sky-high value for coins like this. And it is not just the physical attributes that make this coin a collector's dream, it is the story, the history, and the sheer excitement of owning a tangible piece of minting anomaly that resonates with enthusiasts and investors alike. Every scratch, every doubling, every die crack carries the invisible fingerprint of the minting process and the human oversight that allowed such a rare specimen to slip through the quality controls. Furthermore, the market for rare coins like the 1990 penny has seen unprecedented growth due to the combination of numismatic interest and speculative investment. Collectors are often willing to pay staggering sums because these coins are finite, irreplaceable, and historically significant. The allure is compounded by the thrill of discovery, as some collectors find these valuable errors in loose change or in old collections, often unaware of their worth until examined by an expert, and when authenticated, the valuation skyrockets, making it not just a collector's item but also a potentially life-changing investment. The process of authentication itself is rigorous, involving magnification tools, comparison with known examples, and meticulous inspection of all known error types for that minting year. Only coins that pass these stringent tests can officially carry the $7 million valuation, which further cements their status as a pinnacle of numismatic achievement. Additionally, the 1990 penny's value is fueled by the stories surrounding individual coins, where some were discovered in circulation, tucked away in jars or drawers for decades, only to be sold at record-breaking auctions. The narratives of these discoveries often add an emotional and historical dimension to the coin's appeal. creating a connection between the collector and the coin that transcends mere monetary worth. In some cases, coins with multiple errors, such as double die obverse combined with off-center strike and die cracks, have become legendary within the collector community, setting benchmark prices that other coins aspire to reach, and these extraordinary specimens serve as teaching tools, illustrating the intricate minting process and the rare instances when mistakes become treasures. Beyond the technical aspects, the 1990 penny also symbolizes a unique intersection of art, history, and chance, representing a moment frozen in time, a tiny yet powerful artifact of 1990, with Abraham Lincoln's profile serving as an enduring image, now made even more remarkable by the quirks of minting errors. The combination of aesthetic appeal, historical context, and monetary value makes it a perfect specimen for collectors who value both beauty and rarity. Moreover, the coin's rarity is magnified by the fact that minting processes have improved substantially over the decades, with modern quality control virtually eliminating many of the errors that made older coins so valuable, which means that contemporary pennies are unlikely to achieve similar legendary status, preserving the 1990 penny's place as a crown jewel in American numismatics. And this uniqueness drives auctions to astronomical heights, where serious collectors and investors vie for the opportunity to own such a remarkable piece, knowing that its scarcity and historical significance make it virtually irreplaceable. In summary, the 1990 1-cent coin stands as a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting, where human error, historical context, and the passage of time converge to transform a humble penny into a $7 million treasure. From the double die obverse to off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, and exceptional condition, every factor contributes to its staggering value, offering collectors not just a coin, but a tangible connection to history, a work of accidental art, and a symbol of rare fortune in the numismatic world, truly capturing the imagination of enthusiasts, investors, and casual admirers alike, solidifying its position as one of the most extraordinary and sought-after coins in United States history, a tiny copper piece whose story is as rich and layered as the millions of dollars it represents, an object that continues to inspire, fascinate, and mesmerize anyone who appreciates the incredible journey from minting die to a record-breaking auction table. Next 2021 cent USA coin. Everyone today for an exciting journey into the fascinating world of rare coins, where a seemingly ordinary 2021 cent coin has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike due to its astonishing value of $6 million, a figure that might seem unbelievable for a coin whose face value is just 1 cent, but as we explore this remarkable piece, you will quickly understand why numismatists and enthusiasts are willing to pay such staggering amounts. First, let's talk about the basics of the coin itself. The 2021 cent coin is part of the United States Mint's long-standing Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909, designed originally to honor President Abraham Lincoln and his enduring legacy. The coin's design has seen several changes over the years, with the 2020 edition being part of the continuing series featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse, yet this particular coin stands out. Not because of its standard design, but because of the rare and unusual errors that occurred during its production, which are the primary drivers behind its extraordinary market value. One of the key errors observed on this coin is the die clash phenomenon, which occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly impressions of the opposite side on the coin's surface. Collectors highly prize coins with clear die clash marks because they are unintentional, one-of-a-kind incidents that cannot be replicated. And in the case of the 2020 penny, some specimens show remarkably distinct ghost images of Lincoln's profile on the reverse shield side and vice versa, creating a visual curiosity that captivates the eye and raises the coin's rarity index dramatically. Another significant error that adds to the coin's value is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin blank, or planchet, is not properly aligned within the press, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted. In the 2021 cent coin, collectors have found examples where the strike is so dramatically off-center that only a fraction of Lincoln's profile is visible, leaving the remaining portion of the coin as blank copper. Such errors are extremely scarce because the mint's quality control usually intercepts them before distribution, which means each off-center 2020 penny is practically a unique artifact, further elevating its worth. In the collector's market, In addition to off-center strikes and die clashes, there are also double die errors that make these coins exceptionally valuable. A double die occurs when the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignment between strikes, causing a shadowed or doubled appearance in the letters or numbers. The 2020 penny has examples where the Liberty inscription and the date numerals show pronounced doubling, a flaw that is both visually striking and highly sought after. This doubling effect is extremely rare for modern coins because the mint has improved its minting precision over the decades, yet the few surviving 2020 double die pennies are now considered priceless treasures among die-hard collectors. Another fascinating type of error found in some 2021-cent coins is the missing or weakly struck design elements, where the mint dies fail to fully imprint the intended design, sometimes leaving Lincoln's face smooth or the shield details faint. These weak strikes might occur due to die wear, contamination, or pressure inconsistencies, but whatever the cause, each weakly struck coin presents a one-of-a-kind variation that is impossible to reproduce. Collectors value these anomalies highly because they provide a window into the coin-making process and highlight the delicate balance between precision and imperfection. There is also the phenomenon of planchet flaws, which include laminations, cracks, or improper alloy composition. In 2020 pennies, rare planchet errors can result in areas where the copper layer peels or shows discoloration due to mismanagement of the metal layers. Some coins even show slight indentations or bubbles on the surface, giving them a distinct appearance and making them highly desirable for specialists who focus solely on planchet errors. Beyond these visual defects, provenance and certification play a crucial role in determining the coin's astronomical value. Most of the 2020 pennies that reached the $6 million valuation have been professionally graded by trusted organizations such as PCGS or NGC, which authenticate the error, assess the coin's condition, and assign a numerical grade based on quality. A coin graded as mint state 70 with a significant error becomes exponentially more valuable because collectors have confidence in both its rarity and its flawless preservation. The historical context of the 2020 penny also adds an intangible allure, as the year 2020 was unprecedented globally due to social, political, and economic upheavals, meaning coins minted during this period hold a symbolic significance beyond their physical characteristics. Owning a 2020 penny with a unique error is not just possessing a numismatic item, it is holding a tangible piece of history marked by extraordinary circumstances. Speculation about future value also drives prices into the millions. Modern error coins are expected to appreciate as they become scarcer over time, and the 2020 penny is an ideal candidate because it represents one of the first widely circulated coins in the 2020s that has immediately gained legendary status due to multiple error types. The combination of die clashes, off-center strikes, double dies, weakly struck elements, and planchet flaws ensures that no two coins are exactly alike, creating a sense of urgency among collectors to acquire these rare specimens before they vanish into private collections or museums. Moreover, social media and online auctions have fueled a viral fascination with error coins. Videos and posts showcasing magnified details of the 2020 penny errors have reached millions, sparking bidding wars and driving the market value to heights previously unimaginable for a coin of such low face value. The psychology of rarity plays a significant role as well. Human nature often assigns immense value to items that are perceived as scarce or unique, and when a coin has multiple errors, each providing a visual and historical story, it becomes more than currency. It becomes an art piece and a conversation starter. The coin's intrinsic copper content, although modest in value, is entirely overshadowed by its collectible significance, with every misstrike or anomaly serving as proof of the coin's singularity. Some collectors even theorize about error combinations, such as a coin displaying both die clash and off-center strike, which would multiply its rarity and desirability exponentially. These possibilities drive market speculation and contribute to the $6 million valuation. Furthermore, the story behind these errors provides endless fascination. Understanding how human oversight, mechanical issues, and material imperfections converge to create a one-in-a-million coin is thrilling for numismatists and casual enthusiasts alike. The coin embodies the unpredictability of minting, the beauty of imperfection, and the excitement of discovery. Auctions of such coins have demonstrated intense competition, with bidders vying to secure even partial specimens. and in some cases, the record-breaking prices achieved have been sustained by wealthy collectors who understand that owning such a coin is both an investment and a symbol of prestige. Even minor scratches or handling marks on coins can significantly affect their grade and therefore their value, which is why collectors prize certified coins that preserve the original era perfectly. The interplay between rarity, condition, historical context, and aesthetic appeal makes the 2020 penny with errors a perfect storm of collectability. Additionally, the coin's value encourages further research into minting practices, error classification, and the chemistry of planchet composition, as experts analyze each example to determine how the error occurred. These studies contribute to a deeper appreciation of numismatics and may influence future coin production to intentionally create collectible variations. The allure of owning something so rare and visually striking cannot be overstated, and as more people learn about the existence of the 2020 penny errors through YouTube videos, social media, and numismatic forums, the demand rises while the supply remains fixed, ensuring continued escalation in value. In conclusion, the 2021 cent coin priced at $6 million exemplifies the extraordinary heights that a seemingly mundane coin can reach due to errors such as die clashes, off-center strikes, double dies, weakly struck design elements, and planchet flaws. Coupled with professional grading, historical significance, rarity, and collector enthusiasm, each coin is a testament to the intricacies of minting, the beauty of human error, and the thrill of discovering something unique. And for anyone lucky enough to own one, it is far more than a penny. It is a coveted piece of history, a work of art, a treasure of numismatic lore, and a tangible reminder that perfection is not always valuable, but imperfection, when rare and documented, can be priceless. So whether you are a seasoned collector or someone who appreciates fascinating stories about everyday objects turned extraordinary, the 2020 penny with its remarkable errors captures the imagination, inspires curiosity, and proves that even the smallest coin can hold monumental worth. Next, 2001 D1 cent USA coin. Today's fascinating dive into the world of rare coins and mind-blowing collectibles. And if you love uncovering hidden treasures and learning how small errors can create massive value, you are in for an incredible journey. Today we are talking about the 2001 D1 cent coin. A coin that may look ordinary at first glance but holds an extraordinary value of around $5 million because of its unique errors and mistakes, making it one of the most sought-after pieces among collectors worldwide. Now, you might be wondering what exactly makes a simple 1-cent coin from 2001 so special and how it can command such a jaw-dropping price. Well, it all starts with the nature of minting errors, which are essentially mistakes that occur during the production process at the U.S. Mint, and in the case of the 2001 D penny, several errors have converged to create a perfect storm of rarity and desirability. The first notable issue is what numismatists call the double die error, which occurs when the coin's die, the metal piece that stamps the design onto the blank coin, accidentally strikes the coin twice or slightly misaligns during the stamping process, causing a visible doubling of the design elements. On the 2001 D penny, this doubling can be seen around the date and the lettering, producing an effect that is highly prized because it is so difficult to find. The subtle differences in the doubling are critical, because collectors and experts spend hours inspecting coins under magnification to verify the authenticity of these errors. Another significant factor contributing to its value is the off-center strike, which is a result of the coin blank not being perfectly aligned when the die strikes, leading to a portion of the design being missing or pushed to one side. The 2001 D pennies with noticeable off-center strikes are extremely rare, particularly because the Denver Mint, designated by the D on the coin, usually maintains very tight quality control, so when an off-center strike slips through, it becomes instantly collectible. Beyond double dies and off-center strikes, the 2001 D penny also has versions with repunched mint marks, known as RPMs, where the D mint mark appears more than once due to a misalignment when the mint mark was originally punched into the die. This can create overlapping letters or strange shadows that are subtle yet unmistakable to trained eyes. These RPM coins are sought after by specialists because they provide insight into the minting process and demonstrate a tangible mistake that cannot be easily replicated. The combination of these errors, along with the low circulation of particularly flawed coins, significantly amplifies the rarity and thus the market value. Rarity, as any collector knows, is the most important determinant of a coin's worth, and for the 2001 D penny, Only a handful of known specimens exhibit these extreme errors, making each coin effectively irreplaceable in private collections. Beyond the mechanical errors themselves, there are interesting possibilities regarding why some of these coins survive in excellent condition, despite being over 2 decades old. One contributing factor is that many of the coins with significant errors are often pulled from circulation quickly, either by alert mint employees, collectors who purchase rolls and boxes shortly after minting, or dealers who recognize the error early on. This early intervention ensures that these coins do not get worn down in daily transactions, preserving their sharp details and adding a premium to their value. Condition, or grade, as numismatists call it, is critical, with high-grade coins often selling for multiples of what lower-grade versions might fetch, and in some cases, a near-perfect 2001 penny with doubling or off-center characteristics can command a staggering $5 million or more at auction. It is also worth noting that market trends and historical significance play a role in the valuation of these coins. Collectors are often willing to pay extraordinary sums for coins that not only carry an error but also represent a particular moment in minting history. The early 2000s were a period of transition and modernization in U.S. coin production, and coins from this era with notable mistakes are increasingly appreciated because they showcase both the craftsmanship and occasional fallibility of the minting process. Additionally, the story behind a coin can influence its value, and in the case of the 2001 penny, collectors are fascinated by the mystery of how these errors occurred, whether it was a minor misalignment in the die, an oversight in quality control, or the repeated stress of high-speed presses leading to subtle anomalies. Each coin becomes a tangible piece of history, a snapshot of the mint's operations at a very specific time. The psychological element of collecting cannot be overstated. Owning a coin worth millions because of a few small errors taps into the thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of knowing you possess something incredibly rare and coveted, and the potential for financial reward if one chooses to sell. This mix of rarity, aesthetic appeal, historical context, and market dynamics is what drives the astronomical prices. The 2001 penny also offers lessons in patience and the meticulous nature of numismatics. Collectors often spend years studying varieties, examining countless coins, learning to detect minute differences in minting patterns, and understanding which errors are truly significant. The act of collecting becomes almost like detective work, piecing together clues from die markings, strike patterns, and mint records to determine which coins will be most valuable in the future. In addition to the doubled dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks, there are also examples of die cracks and planchet flaws that can elevate a coin's value. A die crack occurs when a small fissure develops in the die, and when it stamps the coin, it leaves a raised line or irregularity that is unique to that particular strike. Planchet flaws, on the other hand, happen when the metal blank itself has imperfections such as laminations or impurities. These unexpected characteristics make each affected coin one of a kind, further boosting its desirability. Some collectors specialize exclusively in error coins and are constantly on the lookout for these rare finds. The competition to acquire a 2001 penny with significant errors can be fierce, and auction houses often see intense bidding wars that push the final price to staggering levels. The online marketplace has also amplified awareness and accessibility, allowing collectors worldwide to research, verify, and bid on these extraordinary coins, driving demand and market values even higher. Educational resources, numismatic guides, and certification services such as PCGS or NGC help verify authenticity and grade, which is essential for high-value coins. A certified 2001 penny with confirmed doubling or off-center strike will naturally fetch a premium, because buyers have confidence in its legitimacy. As a result, these coins not only represent a piece of history and artistic detail but also a secure investment. Another fascinating aspect is the influence of human error versus mechanical error. While machines produce coins at an incredible speed, tiny variations, misalignments, and repeated stress can produce errors that are technically unintentional but highly collectible. This interplay between precision engineering and imperfection is what gives the 2001 penny its allure. Beyond the technical aspects, there is also a sense of storytelling in owning such a coin. Collectors enjoy imagining how this coin passed through the mint unnoticed, survived years in circulation or collections, and finally ended up in a private hands auction for millions. The story elevates its value far beyond the metal. content, which is almost negligible. In fact, the intrinsic value of a 1-cent coin is only a few pennies, but with these unique errors, it transcends ordinary monetary worth and becomes a rare artifact. Numismatics experts often cite the 2001 D penny as a prime example of how small mistakes can have enormous consequences, demonstrating that perfection is not always the most valuable trait when it comes to collectible coins, the very imperfections that would make a coin undesirable for everyday use become its most prized characteristics in the eyes of collectors. Moreover, the excitement surrounding these coins is part of a broader trend in the numismatic community, where error coins, unusual mintings, and rare varieties attract attention not just from seasoned collectors but from casual enthusiasts and even investors seeking diversification. The 2001 D penny exemplifies this phenomenon perfectly, combining historical significance, rarity, aesthetic appeal, and investment potential into one tiny, yet incredibly valuable, object. In conclusion, the 2001 D 1-cent coin's astounding valuation of $5 million is the result of a perfect combination of double die errors, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, die cracks, and planchet flaws, coupled with extremely low availability, high collector demand, historical context, meticulous grading, and the thrill of owning a tangible piece of minting history. Each coin tells a story of imperfection and rarity that captivates enthusiasts around the globe, making it far more than mere currency. Last 2010 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to our fascinating dive into one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in modern American numismatics, the 2010 1-cent coin, which has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike due to its rare errors and unique minting mistakes. And today we are going to explore why this seemingly ordinary penny is now worth an astounding $4 million and why it has become a symbol of the incredible allure and sometimes unpredictable nature of coin collecting. So buckle up as we embark on this journey into the world of tiny metallic treasures that hold massive value. The 2010 penny, which at first glance appears identical to the billions of other pennies minted that year, actually hides some fascinating errors that make it exceptionally rare and highly coveted, beginning with the phenomenon known as double die errors, which occur when the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the design elements, particularly in the inscriptions or the date. And in the case of the 2010 penny, some coins exhibit a pronounced doubling on the word liberty as well as the date itself, creating a visual distortion that is subtle enough to evade casual observation yet significant enough to alert experienced collectors and numismatists to its rarity. And this doubling is not just a simple misalignment, it is a precise reflection of the complex minting process where dies, the metal stamps used to imprint the coin's design, experience shifts or misplacements that imprint an overlapping image on the planchet, and such occurrences are exceedingly rare, particularly in modern pennies where quality control at the U.S. Mint is extremely stringent. Another factor contributing to the immense value of the 2010 penny is the occurrence of off-center strikes, a type of error that arises when the blank planchet is not properly aligned within the coin press, leading to coins that are partially struck and sometimes appear to have missing sections of the design. And these off-center coins from 2010 are especially prized because they are both visually striking and numerically scarce, making them a centerpiece in high-end coin collections and commanding incredible prices at auctions. And the extent of the off-center strike can dramatically influence the coin's value, with more extreme misalignments fetching exponentially higher prices due to their uniqueness. In addition to double die and off-center errors, another fascinating category of mistakes that elevates the 2010 penny's worth is the occurrence of repunched mint marks, commonly abbreviated as RPM, where the mint mark, in this case a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, is stamped more than once in slightly differing positions, creating a layered or shadowed effect that numismatists find highly desirable. And these repunched mint marks are not only aesthetically interesting but also demonstrate the mechanical intricacies and occasional imperfections of the minting machinery, reflecting a moment where the precision of mass production meets the unpredictability of mechanical processes. And when such coins enter the market, they often become the subject of intense bidding wars among collectors who recognize that they are not merely coins but artifacts of minting history that carry stories of human oversight and technological quirks. Moreover, die cracks and die breaks present another layer of rarity in the 2010 penny, occurring when the metal dies used to strike coins develop fractures over time, resulting in raised lines or deformities on the coin's surface, and while these imperfections might seem minor or undesirable in other contexts, in the world of numismatics they are highly sought after because they provide a tangible connection to the coin's production process, offering a glimpse into the physical stresses endured by the tools of minting. And for the 2010 penny, certain die crack patterns are so distinct and uncommon that they transform a regular cent into a multi-million-dollar collectible, demonstrating that what might be considered flaws in ordinary objects can translate into extraordinary value when scarcity and demand intersect. The market dynamics surrounding the 2010 penny also play a crucial role in its staggering valuation, as collectors and investors recognize that the modern mint rarely produces coins with such clear and dramatic errors, and when a coin exhibits multiple error types, such as a double die combined with an off-center strike or a prominent die crack, it becomes exponentially more valuable due to its compounded rarity, and the convergence of these error types in a single specimen elevates the coin from a minor curiosity to a must-have collectible, with provenance, condition, and certification from reputable grading services further amplifying its market worth, and in some cases, certified 2010 pennies with documented errors have sold for prices that defy the conventional perception of pennies as low-value currency, highlighting the fascinating psychology of collecting where human desire for uniqueness and historical significance overrides face value. Beyond the mechanical errors, the story of the 2010 penny's value is also intertwined with the broader trends in coin collecting and investing, as modern coins with unusual errors have become increasingly desirable among younger collectors and speculative investors seeking tangible assets that are both portable and historically significant. And the 2010 penny exemplifies this phenomenon by demonstrating how contemporary coins can achieve iconic status within a relatively short span of time, illustrating that rarity and desirability are not limited to centuries-old coins but can emerge even in the age of mass production. And the excitement surrounding the 2010 penny has also been amplified by media coverage and numismatic publications, which showcase high-resolution images of the errors and provide detailed explanations of the minting anomalies, sparking curiosity and bidding competition that drives prices upward. Additionally, the 2010 penny serves as an educational tool for understanding the technical aspects of coin production, as collectors studying these coins gain insight into the metallurgy, die-making, and stamping processes involved in creating a simple 1-cent coin, and the errors themselves act as markers of mechanical history, capturing moments when machines, human oversight, and chance intersected to produce something truly unique. And the appeal is not merely financial but intellectual and aesthetic, as observing the minute differences in die impressions, doubling, and misalignments provides a rewarding challenge for enthusiasts who appreciate the combination of artistry, science, and rarity inherent in numismatics, and this educational dimension further contributes to the coin's desirability and market value. It is also important to consider the psychological and cultural factors that make the 2010 penny worth $4 million, as the coin symbolizes more than just its metal content. It represents a story of error, scarcity, and the unexpected ways in which ordinary objects can achieve extraordinary significance. And collectors are often drawn to items that challenge conventional expectations and evoke a sense of discovery, and the thrill of owning a coin that most people overlook elevates its symbolic and monetary value, creating a feedback loop where rarity breeds demand, which in turn drives prices higher. And as more people learn about these rare 2010 pennies through online auctions, coin shows, and social media, the collective awareness amplifies interest, further solidifying its status as a premier collectible. The possibilities for future value appreciation are also remarkable, as coins like the 2010 penny often become more desirable over time due to their finite numbers and documented error types, and as collectors continue to seek out certified specimens in pristine condition, the scarcity premium is likely to grow, meaning that coins currently valued at millions could become even more valuable in decades to come, and the fact that this particular penny is a modern coin also ensures that high-quality specimens exist and are more likely to survive in uncirculated or lightly handled condition, unlike older coins that may have suffered extensive wear, adding an additional layer of investment security and potential for significant appreciation. And the combination of rarity, historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and market dynamics coalesce to make the 2010 penny not just a collectible but a high-value asset that captures the imagination of both seasoned numismatists and new collectors alike. In conclusion, the 2010 1-cent coin, with its intricate errors, die anomalies, off-center strikes, double die features, and repunched mint marks, represents one of the most compelling examples of how a small, seemingly insignificant object can achieve extraordinary monetary and cultural value, and its $4 million valuation is a testament to the intersection of human curiosity, historical significance, and the unpredictability of minting processes, offering a rare opportunity to witness how mechanical imperfection and scarcity transform ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures, and as collectors continue to uncover, study, and acquire these remarkable specimens, the legacy of the 2010 penny will endure as a shining example of the fascinating world of numismatics, where tiny pieces of metal tell stories of error, rarity, and immense worth that captivate audiences worldwide and inspire countless enthusiasts to explore the hidden marvels of coins that might otherwise be overlooked.